Part of our team attended the Schwab Impact Conference last week, where we were able to get some education about planning and investing, hear from many of the vendors we use every day, and talk to other advisors. We also heard some interesting speakers. Daniel, Todd, and I attended, and we will share some of our takeaways from the conference next. Hello, welcome back. My name is Neal Watson. I'm a financial planner here in Marietta, Ohio. Today, I am joined by Todd Kimpel, a financial advisor in Wheeling, West Virginia, and Daniel Spurgeon, a financial advisor in Parkersburg, West Virginia. Daniel, we're going to start with you. You're a competitive guy. You were an athlete at the college level. One of the keynote speakers was Olympian Michael Phelps. He was one of the best at his sport ever, if not the best ever. What kinds of things did you take away from his presentation?
One, he's pretty charismatic, which you'd be expected of someone at that caliber. But what I thought was amazing is, I played Division III sports, right? So totally different level than an Olympian athlete. But one consistent note that he talked about that, we heard all the time from our coaches in college is consistency and discipline. And so that's something, he talked about from the time that he was 11 years old on. He basically never missed a day, 6-7 days a week of swimming. I think at one point in time during his Olympic career, he worked out 3 years or 4 years in a row and didn't miss a single day. No holidays, no days off, nothing. So, seeing what it takes to get to that level of success is an extreme level of dedication and discipline. And again, that you can take notes and take points from what he's done in his life and apply that to different areas of your life, whether that be, your family life and your marriage, your job, right? That's something we all strive to do here, is be as disciplined and as dedicated to our clients as we possibly can. So listening to him talk was really cool, because you don't run into people with that caliber of drive very often. So it's pretty interesting conversation to listen to him have.
It certainly was unique, and it shows what it takes to be elite at that level, for sure. Todd, our team read a book written by a gentleman by the name of Adam Grant called Think Again, and I really enjoyed that one. And it was a different way of thinking about problems and solutions that we may not have. He was another one of the keynote speakers. What did you gain from his presentation?
Well, he's got a new book out. In fact, he said that it was released the day before he spoke to the convention. The title of that book is called Hidden Potential. And what he focused on is that, and he comes at this from a lot of scientific work in terms of this insights that he brings, and weaves that together also with storytelling to give illustrations of the data that he has comprised through his various scientific work. And the focus was, in this particular topic, that progress depends less on how hard you work than how well you learn. And the growth, in other words, is not about the genius that you may already possess. It's about the character that you develop. And for me, he gave several examples, some of which, we laughed about later, right, Daniel? Some of the, it was in regards to theft, and a question that was asked, and what percentage of people, would respond in terms of in the audience, and it was 0 to 20, 20 to 40, and so forth. And I think that the bottom line was, the higher you thought the potential was that people, the bulk of people would actually steal from in a situation, the more likely you were as well to participate in that same level of stealing. And so, for me, we a lot of times focus on innate genius and talent, but we don't really give credence to the potential that we have that can be developed through the continual application of learning and growing. And I think Michael Phelps would equate to that. One of the things that he said, Daniel, was talking about that moment in practice where he was hesitant, if you remember, and finally, after, 30 minutes of inactivity, the coach asked him if he was going to make the dive. And he said yes. And the coach said to him, "What are you waiting for?" And Michael talked about how that spurred him on, and how many times later throughout his career, those words rang in his head again every time he faced uncertainty, hesitation, anxiety, and so forth. So that to me kind of correlated to what, in a way, Adam was saying, that we all have the ability to get better, to improve and grow, but it's a continual process. And I would encourage, I'm going to buy the book. We'll probably end up doing it at the company level, since we did one of his earlier publications. But I would encourage you to buy it. You can get it on Amazon in whatever format you like. But that's kind of the takeaway. The character is central, and whether it's in an organization, whether it's in a business, whether it's in a relationship, personal relationship, character is central. And I found that very refreshing to hear that at that level of conversation, Neal.
Yeah. So one of the best sessions I attended was about artificial intelligence. And this is kind of a frontier thing that we're all dealing with. And whether it's ChatGPT or other types of things that impact our lives on a regular basis. And while there are some interesting investment opportunities, one of the things that was a key was how this could impact the workforce as a whole. A lot of jobs that are being done can be replaced by artificial intelligence, but it will also open new opportunities for some of those employees that would be displaced by that to even provide better service. And it's going to impact the financial industry in some ways, because we can also use it to create better experiences and opportunities for our clients as well. But it's also kind of on the cusp of, there's a trust issue, if you will. People aren't trusting the systems yet because there are some gross inaccuracies. And one of the more interesting things that they were doing in the presentation, they asked for the 10 properties sold in Austin over the last 3 months. And it came up with the properties and the prices. And then the gentleman asked, well, show me the same thing in Nashville, Tennessee. They were the exact 10 properties. And the more interesting thing was that none of them actually existed. They were made up. So there are some inaccuracies. So there are going to be times when it can speed things up, but you have to still have people who know what's going on and know the facts to be able to verify what it's saying. Daniel, what other highlights did you have at that conference?
So this is, as obviously many of our clients know, our first year as under the RIA structure. We've always been affiliated with a broker dealer in the past, whether it had been LPL or Securities America and Arbor Point. So being able to talk with other advisors, other RIAs that have been in this space for a long time, and then also meet with a lot of the vendors that we have access to now, my eyes were really opened as to what all is available to us to serve our clients, to offer our clients, that we did not realize how throttled down our experience was under the broker-dealer structure. So whether it's Edward Jones, Raymond James, LPL, doesn't matter. It's not that they're not trying to serve their clients well. They just don't have access to the same structures, the same investment types, the same offerings. And that was really eye-opening to see, especially as you move into the higher net worth arena, what all is available out there from a tax management standpoint, risk management standpoint, private markets. It was pretty cool. It was really, really eye-opening. So we're excited, obviously, for our clients, because we've got a few hundred more arrows in our quiver than we had before that we can use. And it's just more flexibility. So,
Todd, anything else you can add?
Sure. When you tell someone I went to a conference, some people will have images of you laying on a beach sipping pina coladas. That was not the case. The morning starts basically at 7:30 a.m. And by the time you're back in your hotel room, it's usually 9 o'clock or later. And classes throughout the day, in addition to those various main platform speakers. But you can build your own agenda in terms of what you want to focus on in regards to the educational opportunities. And for myself, a lot of that was focused on leadership and the structure of a company, how to resource, bring in top talent and retain them. So my focus was kind of on the things we need to do from a management perspective to make sure that Commonwealth's here another 20 years from now, Neal. And I found it very, very helpful to get other experts' visions and insights, as well as other colleagues from other firms that are way out in front of us. So that was very beneficial for me and one of the highlights of the conference.
And many people don't know that all of our advisors have a continuing education requirement. And these are opportunities for us to deepen our knowledge from a technical standpoint as well, and cover some of that continuing education side of things also. And it's not all just go to school and learn. There are some fun things, and Philly's an interesting city too. Lots of different food things and stuff to try. So that was kind of interesting as well. Guys, thanks for joining me today. Again, if you'd like to learn more about our firm, if you like this content, hit that like and subscribe button down below. I'd like to thank Daniel. I'd like to thank Todd for joining me to discuss this. Have a great week, everyone.